Hello, JPAR Modern Real Estate. Today we are going to be speaking and training you on an additional page. One of the limitations Dotloop has is they don't have expandable forms, meaning that in one particular system, CTME, which is a very popular contracts program in Colorado, the forms expand. So if you have an inspection objection and you have to type a ton of stuff on it, it'll just expand with you as you type and you send that off for signatures. It's probably the one thing that really I think is a benefit of CTME, but I don't know if it's worth the price tag. Um, Everything else that Loop Premium does is pretty fantastic, but this is the one flaw it has, just like most contract programs across the United States that are national products and not local, just like CTME. But there's an easy solution for it. So we don't want you to get worried about it. We don't want you to freak out about it. We want you just to understand the solution. When you're in your file, let's just say we have we'll go down to our inspection folder. Now, let's just say we have an inspection objection. Now, what I like to do is I like to add additional pages, and you can do this with anything, your contracts, your counters, inspection resolutions, amend extends, inspection objections, whatever it is. But in this case, we're going to show you how the inspection objection works. The first thing I'm going to do is open up that objection. And instead of really typing anything on the first page, I'm just going to type in see additional page, because you can see that this box is very limited. It's only got about 3.5 lines that you can write on. So I'm going to type in see additional page. I'm also going to make sure I note how many pages I have left. And then of course you fill out the rest of the form just like you typically would. Once I've got that filled out, I'm going to go ahead and save that. In this case, I didn't make any changes, but I'm going to save it and I'm going to get back out of there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the additional page. And the way to do that, all your documents, all of your forms from us are going to be in the add documents section. So I'm going to go to templates and I'm going to go to the folder that we always talk about, the one that says use this folder. And right up top, you're always going to have an additional page. Once I copy that, it's going to import it and it's ready to go. Okay. Now I've already typed this out just to save a little bit of time. So I'm going to get rid of that page, but I have the additional page already typed up down here. And this is where it would normally end up, right at the top of your folder. So when I open up that additional page, I'm going to go ahead and type in the contract and disclosure it's for and the date, and I'm going to type in everything I needed. Now you can see this is obviously more than 3.5 lines, and so I've got plenty of room, and I can add as many pages as I want to as long as I reference them on the inspection objection. Once I'm done with it, I'm going to save it and close it. Now you have two documents in your inspection folder. You have your additional page and you have your inspection objection, but you don't want to really send both. I'd rather combine them and send them as one page. So that's a real easy thing to do. What you're going to do is the first thing you're going to do is line them up in the order you want them to appear. And I want my objection to appear before my additional page. So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to drag it down below my objection. Okay. And again, if you're using a counter, CDS, whatever it is, just make sure that additional page is together. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check both of these boxes. And then I'm going to scroll up top here and click the download button. Okay. What that's going to do is it's going to take those two documents and it's going to download them together. So when I click on it, it's going to create the PDF. My PDF is going to show up in my Finder, wherever you have your documents going on your folder. The next thing I'm going to do is now I want to go ahead and add that document that I just saved back in here. So I'm going to click on Browse, or I'm going to drag and drop it from wherever it's saved. In this case, I'm going to go on Browse, and I'm going to look at my downloads, and there it is right there. It's going to say multiple documents. And you probably can't see my pop-up, but it does say multiple documents. I'm going to open it. I'm going to add it in. So now I've got my multiple documents here. This is going to be the form that I'm going to use to get signed. So I'm not worried about my inspection objection anymore. I'm not worried about my additional page. Just to get those out of the way so it's not confusing, I'm going to archive them both. Okay. And all that does is that moves them off of your main page and you're only working with this. The next thing I want to do is probably rename it. So I'm going to go ahead and just rename this inspection objection. Now it's got the proper name. And when I open it up, you're going to have your objection page, and then you're going to have your additional page all in one. So the last thing I'm missing is my signatures. And because this is now a PDF that we are a .loop form that we created PDF, your signature boxes are gone. But just like any other form, you need to add a signature line. It's very, very easy. You're going to come up top and you're going to look for this you're going to look for this add button. Once you hit that add button, you're going to select signature and you're just going to move that to the box. And then this is important, assign it to you who you want to assign it to. So you can either do that by clicking on assign field. You can do that by clicking up here. And I like to assign it to a role. As long as you have your people labeled correctly, I'm going to go ahead and assign this to the role of buyer. Now, anyone who's a buyer will be able to assign that particular field. So I'm going to add that one. If you have another buyer or you want to add one for a seller, say this is a document that's signed by a seller, you just do the same thing. Add a signature, drop it where you want it, and then again, you just assign the field. If I want to go seller, referring agent, whatever it is. You have to assign it, otherwise it does not know who should sign it and who's allowed to sign it. So I'll assign that field. In this case, let's just pretend we have another buyer. I'm going to go to role of buyer, and now my signature fields are on the signature boxes. You can now save this and share it and get signatures and then forward it on to whoever you need. It's a really simple process you could use for any form that you need more space on. Hopefully this video really helps you. And as always, if you need any assistance whatsoever, please just let us know.